I wanted to share today a litany that was shared as part of the Emmanuel 9 commemoration materials by the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America. Last year, 2019, there was a resolution at our church-wide assembly, which is the highest governing body of our church. So it's not just the local congregation, it's not just our ELCA Church Council. It's the very largest and highest governing body of our denomination. And at that church-wide assembly where the resolution was passed, it was passed that we would now, as a denomination, that we would recognize and commemorate the lives of those who were killed in the Mother Emanuel AME Church in 2015 as they were gathering for a Bible study. Part of why we specifically identified that particular event is because several of the people that died in that shooting were people that had gone to Lutheran Southern Seminary. So they were people that had been some of our friends and neighbors, some of our coworkers and fellow students in seminary. I didn't go to that seminary, I didn't have those connections, but there are Lutherans who do. The other reason is a very sad and somber reason, and that is that there are reports, and they seem very true, that the shooter on that day in Charleston of the Emmanuel 9 was at some point raised in the Lutheran Church. So there are feelings for us of being represented both in the offender and those who were killed. And it's a heartbreaking time. Doesn't mean any losses since then have been more heartbreaking. It doesn't mean anything before then was less heartbreaking. But I will say that it is something we as a church have decided to acknowledge. So I'm recording this as a way of then offering it up for individuals, for families, for whomever, to utilize as a way of sharing that story. This is entitled A Litany for Those Who Aren't Ready for Healing. Let us not rush to the language of healing before understanding the fullness of the injury and the depth of the wound. Let us not offer false equivalencies, thereby diminishing the particular pain being felt in a particular circumstance, in a particular historical moment. Let us not rush past the loss of this mother's child, this father's child, someone's beloved son. Let us not value a false peace over a righteous justice. Let us not offer cliches to the grieving, those whose hearts are being torn asunder. Instead, let us mourn Black and brown men and women, those killed extrajudiciously, that means outside of the law, every 28 hours. Let us weep at a criminal justice system which is neither blind nor just. Let us be silent when we don't know what to say. Let us decrease so that our brothers and sisters who live on the underside of history may increase. Let us listen to the shattering glass, and let us smell the fires, for it is the language of the unheard. Show me my own complicity in injustice. Forgive me when I have remained silent. Never let me grow accustomed or acclimated to unrighteousness.